Wow, jesteśmy na żywo chyba na YouTubie już od razu.
Serio?
No, szybko poszło.
Okej.
Czekaj, ja sobie puszczę w ogóle to
A,
szybko.
agenda, jejku, co my opowiadamy, co my
Co my o
zrobimy?
czym mieliśmy w ogóle rozmawiać? Ja już zapomniałem.
Okej, i w jakim języku jeszcze do tego?
Exactly. We
You
have
guys.
to cut this out later on. Yeah, and in what language? We had to speak. Exactly. Good one, because otherwise I will forget.
Yes,
Oh my
yes, yes.
gosh, this is crazy. But YouTube,
Depends on the audience, like where are you at? Where are you on YouTube?
I'm in the Netherlands.
Okay, where are you on YouTube?
On YouTube. Oh, where I'm on YouTube? On my channel, Kevin Marchwiak.
Oh, okay. But you do both languages on the channel?
So actually, I started putting content in English right now. So it's more the last few films are in English, and I did this because I'm switching to English. So I don't want to do like language that is only understandable to small amount of people.
That's not a small amount. Come on, we're not that small. Like
Yeah, we are not that small.
I think we're like 60 million here around the world, I would say.
Yeah, it's not that small, but still it's like comparing to people who can speak English, and also Polish can speak English as well, so you can count this part of population as well.
Absolutely. So guys, we're speaking for you wherever you're watching from.
Exactly.
Greetings, yes, and
Welcome
feel free if you want to learn Polish. Definitely it's the language to go, especially if you want to visit Poland, one of the most beautiful countries in Europe, I would say.
And also I'm gonna show you something, and what I didn't do, and what I'm going to do now, because I forgot also, because YouTube is so fast. I can switch my camera like this. So look, I just hit rec on Zoom because I always forget. And when I do that, like hit record on Zoom, then you can take this content, and you can repurpose it. Like you can you can do like audio, you can do like short clips and stuff like this. And I started today with this LinkedIn Live, and it's not that easy, I must say, like
all right, but
streaming stuff, but we'll figure it out. Anyways, welcome, man.
Welcome. Good finally, like we get together. We'll see how it's gonna go, because last call we had is supposed to be like quick chat, and we end up like, I know, like 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was 2 hours for sure. Yeah, and it was every time we almost like finished, and then we and
there's another topic. There's another, yes.
So where are you? Where are you?
I'm here in California, sunny California. Maybe not that sunny today, but actually this winter is pretty sunny. I was here last year, and it was pretty cold. But I heard like it's I don't know, global warming was this saying is like everywhere. There's no winter in Poland, and they freaking freezing in Canada. I have a friend in Canada. He said like a couple of days ago it was like minus 37 Celsius degrees.
Yeah,
it's like
sure.
Crazy.
Yeah, but I think it's like the weather, it will be different every year in different parts of the world. There will be some like differences, and it's always been like that, right? It was like in 70s there were like really hard winters, and then it was a little bit warmer, and then it changes. So it's not like that it's always like that is gonna be now like plus 10 everywhere. I don't think so.
Absolutely. And people will be complaining always. I guess I had a call with my brother yesterday, and I says, hey, so is it cold? And he's telling me, oh, this winter, it's not good, it's not cold. I said, listen, what are you talking about? You guys don't have to be doing, heating. You don't have to heat the house that much. Why are you complaining that it's not that cold?
Exactly.
So
yeah
if it will be cold,
they are complaining like people who need to live in the forest or something, right? Like
yes,
they need to find the fire, or I don't know, make the fire and find the I don't know, the things that they need to, that they can fire up or something,
Exactly, exactly.
crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, so much fun. But yeah, I'm here in California.
It's good
It's
there,
pretty.
California. It's nice. I mean, it's
Very
good
nice, very
place.
nice. I've been here last 2 months. I actually even yeah, 2 months exactly, and I like it, But I love Florida. I was in Florida for a
Yeah.
year. I love it so much, amazing. And
So if
it's,
you would choose, you would choose Florida over California.
I mean, probably yes for now. But I'm here like only, as I said, 2 months. Many people who live in California, they would say like, hey, this is the best state, in the United States, the best place to live in the world.
The most
Uh,
expensive as well, probably,
for
right?
sure, for sure, with crazy taxes and everything.
Yeah, taxes are crazy, I've heard.
With gas almost double as what you see in Florida, with houses that cost double what you see in Florida.
Yeah,
But yeah, I don't know. Like I'm trying to get used to it. I like it. I probably didn't discover everything yet, so there's more things to see. But yeah, I like it so far. No complaining. I have Polish
yeah,
blood in my veins, so I could be complaining,
yeah. I know.
but
Me too.
I'm doing my best here, and actually, trying to enjoy life and actually enjoying life. So it's
Yeah,
cool.
I learned this being grateful thing this like last half year maybe. I try to do this every day, and I try to make a habit of just being grateful. Just in the morning, just when I walk out with my dog, just I'm thinking about, yeah, I got this, I have this, I have this, I got all of those stuff, and I don't need to be either worry, and I shouldn't be complaining. I should be happy about it for what I have and for the opportunities that I got. Seriously,
Absolutely,
it's like,
absolutely.
and it's like when I'm thinking like this in the morning, my day changes like 180 degrees. It's like it's 100% better every time when I do that.
Yes, yes, and it changed my life. I can tell you, it changed my life. Couple of years back, I started being grateful. Like I had
Yeah.
expectations, and how people are. Like I was in that situation. I was, always chasing a success and this. I want this and this, and being disappointment always running. But instead of, I decided to, not that I decided, it just came from personal development, studying, learning from successful people,
Yeah.
and like trying to understand, hey, just be grateful, for what you have, even if there are some challenges, I'm grateful for them.
Yeah.
I heard that quote, I think it was last year, it came from Tony Robbins. So he was saying about trading your expectation for appreciations, trading expectations, like for appreciation. So more to appreciate what you have than have expectations and then being
Yeah.
disappointed.
Yeah.
So with this, and
Exactly.
he's like a huge statement. You can find it, like and he said like it's changed his life. It's going to change your life. Um, if you have that mindset. And I see so many people, and probably we're going to get to that point where we're going to talk about travel. We had the
Yeah.
little conversation before.
Yeah.
I know you love traveling. You told me about your plans to go to Nepal, that you've seen some parts of the world already.
Yeah.
And I was in Asia, traveling in Asia for 2 months, and I've seen a lot. Like
Yeah.
it's totally changed my point of view. But too many people take things for granted, and like in Poland, for example, like they didn't see. They might see some pictures, some films or whatever, and they think, oh, everywhere else is better, But seeing what I've seen in.
Comparing, right? Like comparing to, yeah, to others and what others have at this moment, and they don't know, and then they don't see maybe the way that the how people got there. So they have a house or holidays today,
Yes,
but they need to earn it, for example, and and some people see it right now and they want to have it as well, like just like this, but it just don't happen like it doesn't happen like that, right? So
absolutely, absolutely. And as we talk about this winter, like instead of appreciating that, hey, it's great, it's not that cold. They were like, oh, I wish there was just that there's a snow. I wish, oh, it's not the same winter as it used to be. Like, appreciate, even if there will be lots of snow, I still appreciate, instead of complaining.
Yeah, yeah, just finding the good things in everyday stuff. Like there's a winter, okay, cool, yeah, let's do something which makes the winter a good thing. Like, I don't know,
uh,
I'm going skiing next Saturday, so I'm very happy
yes,
about it. And i'm
yes,
and I'm leaving like this continental Europe. uh I'm going to move to Canary Islands, I think
yes,
soonish, but
yes,
there is still winter here, and I want to like take advantage of that, and and I'm going skiing. Why not? Because it's like,
yes, yes, yes,
it's winter, so
yeah.
it's amazing. And,
I I can I actually I also like I'm not skiing. I did skiing like once. I went to Italy and I did it. I said like, hey, I'm not gonna do this. I'm gonna you know I don't know how to do it. I did try it, and I did it for 2 days. First day I was learning how to fall.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
it's like, it's
Yeah.
like how to fall
Or break.
correctly, and
Break
yeah,
is
don't
like
kill
the most
yourself.
important.
Yes, yes, yes. But as I'm from Gdańsk, which is North Poland, next to Baltic Sea, yeah, we don't have mountains, so we can complain. So
Yeah.
instead of that, I discovered what people are doing during the winter. They're having a lot of fun actually jumping into the cold water, So,
Yeah, I've
um,
seen you doing this on Facebook many times. Yeah.
oh my God, I was obsessed about it. Once I
Yeah.
discovered you can have so much fun and it's so good for you, I immediately started enjoying winter. Like, it was crazy. It was the best winter of my life, I can say. I can tell I met
Yeah.
so many great friends. There's so many benefits. If you guys heard of Wim Hof, who's doing expeditions actually in Poland, and there's so many benefits actually of polar plunge, which is like swimming.
Can you compare this to jumping into the cold water after sauna, maybe, or not?
Yes. Oh yeah. Oh yes. No.
Yes.
Absolutely yes.
Yeah.
So my friend actually, because I was in that environment, and I see every opportunity to as a every activity as an opportunity to meet new people and make new friends. So I met the friend there. Uh, so we became like great friends, and so his idea was to build saunas actually on the beach, so he can put the saunas on the beach, and people during the winter they can go to the sauna, warm up nicely, and instead
Yeah.
of going to this tank, they can just run straight to the to the sea, to the water. And it's
Amazing.
been
I love this
amazing. Yeah.
feeling. I love this feeling, jumping into the really cold water after sauna. It's like so refreshing. It's
Yes.
it's amazing.
Super healthy. It strengthens your immune system. You feel amazing, and after being in the cold water, in the sea, people are doing this without the sauna, still, but it's such a
Yeah.
better experience having the sauna. So after being in the
Yeah,
cold
for
water,
sure.
you
Yeah.
just come back to sauna and you warm up again, and you
Yeah.
can do this two, three
Yeah.
times. You feel like newborn. I was and my mom, she was scared, like, hey, why are you doing this? It's dangerous. Then my mom decided to try. Now she's all hooked on this, and she brought her sister, my cousins, like whole family is doing this, and so many people in Sopot, they're crazy about it. It's such a great experience. But yeah, everything
Yeah.
came
Amazing.
from having a courage to try something new. It was a winter. Someone told me like, hey, how are you swimming in the cold water? I say, are you crazy? I'm never gonna go into that cold water. So once I tried, I decided this is the best thing that I can do in the winter. And
I want to
yeah,
try.
absolutely, absolutely. There's no person that I've met that tried once and didn't want it to repeat. People are just do it once and they want to do it all the time.
Yes,
So
it's
that's
I
the
mean,
reason why I could be saying I miss cold, I miss Poland.
yeah.
But yeah, you can definitely take advantage of whatever weather it is, and whatever circumstances are.
Exactly. And I remember when, because it's called in Polish, it's called morsowanie, right? So
Yes,
it's
yes, yes, yes,
so
yes.
it's like, I don't know what is the name in English. Do you know?
Polar plunge. Polar
Polar
plunge.
plunge. So
Yes.
so I remember when in Polish TV, it was like years ago, they've been showing those people, like, and it was like really like not really popular, right? It was
Oh no,
only
yeah.
few
That was
people,
my impression, you know.
and now it's
Yeah,
like so many people doing this. You can see it on Facebook. It's like, and most of
yeah.
them, they're people who are like into this, into self development, of course,
Biohacking, you know,
biohacking.
optimizing. Yes, optimizing is, yeah, that's the point. And then also Wim Hof is you know, well known. He have more
I just want to talk about him because I've seen him. They were now in Poland again
with Louis
with Louis
Holmes
House,
and
with Louis House,
yes, yes,
exactly. Louis
and
House and
Aubrey
Jesse
Marcus,
Itzler,
yes, yes, all those guys which we met at the 10x GrowthCon
GrowthCon.
in Miami.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
so
I
yeah,
wrote
it's
I wrote a comment under Louis House post about it because I've seen their photo or video and I was like, it looks like in Poland, man. And I was like
it,
searching, and they were in
yeah.
Poland, like walking almost naked. You know,
Jelenia Góra, you know, they like in a Rynek in Jelenia
it was
Góra.
they were climbing Śnieżka.
Yes, yes, yes,
They were
Śnieżka.
climbing Śnieżka because Tim Hoff, you mentioned him. He can
Yes.
like doing this for a long time, right? He can like walk in
Oh,
in a cold for a long time.
oh yeah, he has like more than 20 world records, and everything is in regards to, you know, cold exposure. So they put him in the ice for 2 hours, and they were measuring if his core temperature will drop. So he was able, you know, with, you know, right mindset and
Exactly, with his mind.
breathing, because he came up with a Wim Hof method. It's all about, you know, breathing, to keep the same core temperature, even if he's like 2 hours like above
Yeah,
here with an ice, you know. So, and then he swam the longest distance under the ice, and yeah, so many world records. So
he's from Holland, huh? He's
he's from
Dutch.
Holland. Yes, yes,
Yeah,
yes. He's from Holland. He's Dutch. Yes, absolutely.
yeah.
World known. He was at Tony Robbins event, and like, you know, he's training one of the most, you know, some of the most successful entrepreneurs, and this
Exactly.
method, because they can optimize, they can be better. So it's brilliant. I met Wim Hof in one of his courses. I went for it. I just want to meet him in person. But
Okay,
I've been following this method for about 3 years now, and I
okay.
did also, I didn't climb with them at
Yeah,
Śnieżka, but I did like, you know, doing polar plunge, but also just in shorts, you know, walking for an hour, climbing the mountain.
you did
So
that.
it's, oh yeah, I did that. Yeah, no
Yes,
t-shirt. No,
climbing the
yeah, I
mountain without t-shirt.
without a super wind, minus 10 Celsius degrees, super
Oh
free.
my god.
Everybody's like, you know, I climbed them. You just walk like this, you know.
Yeah.
Once you know, you have the mindset you're walking, no problem. There's no cold.
He
It's
was
only
he
here.
was on Joe Rogan on
Oh
YouTube. You
yeah,
know Joe Rogan, right?
absolutely, yes, yes.
And he was talking about his strategy. So I know a little bit because I've seen this vlog, or I've seen this video, and I can relate to that because he's saying basically that you are thinking about, like, you know, strengthening your body, like that you make some pressure on your body so you don't allow this cold to control you, basically
Absolutely, yes,
something
yes,
like that, right?
yes, yes,
So
yes. It's
if
like
you don't let
armor, you know. You're like,
if you don't let
yeah.
control your body by the cold, then actually it can be cold, but it doesn't affect you. So
Yes, absolutely.
it can
I
happen.
mean, look, it's you know, I really encourage, you know, guys to listen to Wim Hof, but you know, he talks just basics. You know, the way the world is, you know, running right now. We have, you know, all this, you know, heating at the house. We have all those jackets. Like, you know, we are made to live in a, you know, crazy circumstances. You know, like we should be able to. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Whoa. Uh,
That's good, it's all
so
right.
we should be able to survive, you know, without the food in the cold. It's not that we're going to die because the temperature drops. You know, the problem is with the you know, now people have problem with the immune system because, you know, from like being a child, mom will take care. Oh, my kid's gonna get cold, and this and that, so our immune system is not that strong. And in fact, as kids, as a newborn, we are being born with some amount of brown fat. I don't know if you heard about this, but we are losing that brown fat.
Brown
uh,
fat.
yes, 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 there's a lot of studies about that. So we're losing that while we are going with life, and we're losing our immune system, in fact.
Yeah,
And
I got you.
if you do polar plunge, it's
Uh-huh.
one of the methods how to rebuild the brown fat, and brown fat will strengthen your immune system. You won't feel cold. So there's a tissue, there's actually brown fat. There's a white fat and there's a brown fat. So this one, as adults, we are losing because the environment we are in, always keeping ourselves warm, and yeah, we're just losing it. So he's talking a lot about that, and I really discovered that those methods work. So never, those people never get sick. Talk to any
Exactly.
person who's Morse, which is doing polar plunge. They never get sick because they have
Yeah.
such a strong immune system. They never
Yeah.
feel like, oh, because the temperature drop, I open the window and now I'm sick. I got a
Now,
flu.
if
Never
you are
happens.
used to like jumping into really cold water, and you are getting out and you're doing this quite often, then what can really affect you when you go outside with your dog? Come on.
Yes, yes, yes,
It's
absolutely.
it's not possible anymore. So
Yeah.
yeah,
There's a huge
that's for
market for
sure.
that. Huge market for that. People, you watch, turn on. I don't watch television, but if you turn on the television, there's like ads, and during winter they're doing amazing. Because buy pill for this, pill for this, pill for this, and
Yeah.
obviously, because if there's a market, like why would they promote there's something like super simple that you can do this method and you're never gonna get sick. So it's crazy. You can hear so many people are sick now because it's winter, but that shouldn't
Yeah.
be the case.
Now, yeah, I mean, actually, I had this last week. I thought I'm going to be sick, but it didn't catch me. I don't know, but I'm just doing something
Look, yeah,
doing something
I I can tell you something that works for me because it's all about the immune system. There's absolutely there's virus, there's
yeah,
bacteria,
there are.
like all over the place. But it all depends on your immune system. I could be caught. Let's say I'm traveling. I was traveling last year, and at some stage, because of air condition, because of I was tired,
Yeah,
so my
yeah,
immune system wasn't that the barrier wasn't that strong.
yeah,
Some bacteria just get in, and
yeah,
I was like, oh, it's getting me. But it's not that I'm weak, it's gonna get me, I'm gonna
yeah,
lay for one week. It takes about 24 hours without any medication for you to battle those bacteria, those viruses. So you might still feel like, oh, it's getting me, but it's going to be much faster because you have strong immune system, because you're eating well,
yeah,
you're strong as a person, you
yeah.
exercising, you're doing some things.
I mean,
So
I did something like today actually. Yesterday evening and today in the morning, I was feeling a little bit. I'm going to get cold, and yeah, and it's interesting. Yesterday, I ate things that I shouldn't be eating because I did those gut tests, and I know exactly which food I can eat and which to avoid, and which are my superfoods as well. And interesting enough, today I ate my superfoods then, and I'm feeling good again. It's it,
yes, yes,
it's
yes.
crazy, man. It's and so I don't feel like I'm going to get cold, and I didn't for last some time. And it's interesting how many people now all over the world are like opening their eyes, and they are doing amazing stuff. Like you said, uh, what was the name? Juggle,
Polar plunge.
juggle. What was the name? Winter ice juggle,
Polar plunge.
polar plunge. Yeah, polar
Yes, yes,
plunge.
yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
polar plunge.
yeah. I didn't know
Yeah,
how to
it's. I
post it.
want to
Like
try this.
I was trying, when I was in Poland, I was talking more Slovenia. When I came to US, I was like, hey, how I'm gonna explain them. Like I couldn't find the word, so I Googled and I realized, oh, this. It's still not being that popular in US, but they look at
Yeah,
us, those people are crazy. But
and
when I
maybe.
was looking, like you said, I was looking on those pictures, like a couple of years ago. I said those guys are crazy. There's maybe only some, seniors who,
They
just
want to heal
do this.
themselves or something.
Yeah. And actually, in Gdańsk we have amazing people doing this. Everybody's like, doing sport. They runners. They doing CrossFit. They doing different,
Yeah,
activities. But yeah, they just, have this as a part of their lifestyle. There's a winter, so it's time for, polar plunge, for
polar plunge.
jumping into the cold water.
And I've seen a journey or a crash you can take from Finland, I think, to the polar circle, polar area there, and they are going there with a icebreaker,
Oh
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's an amazing trip journey. You go there like you maybe you go like for a week, and the whole week there's the way to the polar circle, to the middle, and then they stop, they break all the ice on all the way, of course, so which is an amazing experience. Then they stop there, and they also create a little hole, and they let people jump into the water there. so
That's awesome.
so it's probably something nice for polar plunge like people that they want to do. It's probably
Yeah,
an amazing experience.
absolutely. So I'm glad out of this conversation you
Yeah, man.
make the decision to do it. So much
Yeah,
fun.
yeah, man. I want to try. I will see this coming a week, because Saturday I'm going to Austria. So yeah, we will see what they have there. Probably they have some crazy stuff going on there as well. So I don't know, maybe sauna and then swimming outside in the snow. Probably, I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
Something
Yes.
similar
Yes. Yes.
for sure. Okay, Michal,
Cool.
what what
Cool.
what are
Cool.
you up to with your business? I invited you for this call so we can talk a little bit about
There's no agenda. We are between the meetings, so it was
yeah,
pretty crazy.
exactly. I mean,
We
I
had
mean,
to we had to
I like
postpone it from Tuesday, and we're doing this today. And yeah, absolutely. Like I like to do business, with passion, and whatever I believe in. However, I can help people, to reach out to whatever goals they have. So
yeah,
that's what I learned is the best way, to the business, to do something that you really enjoy.
yeah,
Um, I was stuck in a job. I don't know exactly your story, but I was one of those guys that left my country many when I was at school, still at school. I left this country because I was looking for a better life. So
yeah.
with big ambitions, aspirations, I wanted to do something amazing. I wanted to learn English and travel the world and do amazing things.
So you left
And then
just after school?
like during my studies, so I was studying,
During
but
your studies? Okay. So
yeah,
it's
I never.
already been like 10 years or more, I guess, right?
Oh yeah, it was like exactly yeah, almost 15 years ago. Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, that was 15 years ago.
It
Yeah.
was a good it was a good choice.
It was, yeah, of course. Like I don't know, like I know I have many friends who stay in the country, and they're doing amazing. So I have this mindset, the way I'm treating life. Whatever decision I'm gonna make, I'm okay with it, 100%. Even
Yeah.
if I make a decision and it's gonna happen. Oh, why did I make a decision?
You you
I
can
had
only
different
choose one, right?
expectations. Yes. So I might be having different expectations now, but if I look, like 3 years later, 5 years later, I would change nothing. I'm actually happy that I made the mistake because maybe that day
Yeah.
it looks like a mistake. But yeah, I cannot tell that it was a good decision, was a bad decision. It was a decision, and actually what I'm going to do next, based on that, I can tell if that was a good decision, or it
Yeah.
was a bad decision.
But
So
you will be happy like either way, right? So you made a decision because the decision has to be made, then you do it,
yes.
and then you are happy about it, and you take what you have and you go forward, right?
And I would rather say always it was a good decision, so I will definitely feel better. Why would I beat myself, like saying, like,
Yeah,
so many people live in the past. I was
of
one of those
course.
person, like, living always in the past. Oh,
Yeah.
I should do this, I should do this, and they losing it because they do not focus on what they have, which we just discussed, being grateful. You know, that's the way you should be doing, things, so you can be happy. Why
So
you would.
they live either too much in the past or too much in the future, so they don't live the life that they have right now, and they are not
Absolutely,
grateful. And
absolutely, absolutely, yes.
I've been doing this as well, so I know exactly how it is.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody was doing this for sure, right? Everybody has like days or even years or months. Then you were like, it was struggle maybe, and a big I don't know, unknown. You didn't know what are you going to do. You didn't have any plans, and you were worried a little bit about something, probably, right? So, but
yes, yes,
for all people who have this now, it's like it's going to change. Nothing stays the same all the time. That's the one thing, for sure.
exactly, exactly. And we are human beings, so it's not that I wouldn't have days and nobody, like if you think like all those superstars, like, oh, this guy made like $2 million a year, this guy is like owns like 50 cars, this guy traveled the world, but they have their day to day when they feel down, when they just want to
Yeah,
lock themselves in a room, like stay in bed late, and they like
of course.
going through their struggle, because this is something that we're dealing with like all the time, even little things. It could be someone in power, but there could be this little kid that come and like talk to you like badly. And I mean, there's so many, you never know what's going on with that person. And
Yeah,
of course I have days when I think that, oh, I should make a decision, why did I miss the flight, like I'm so stupid, why would I be myself? I need some time just to metabolize this, thought, the situation, to process it, and then to realize actually that's a good thing. I'm so happy that I missed the flight, and I'm trying to use the right
exactly.
reverse psychology. When
Yeah,
something happened to me, I'm like trying to immediately make it up. That's it. Was one of the time I lose the flight, and then I think, oh, something good's gonna happen, and I'm like expecting something nice, staying
yeah,
positive,
yeah.
and
That's
it's
amazing.
always,
That's amazing. That's amazing what you are talking about, because I can really say the same thing. And I remember the good example of this when my mother came to visit me to Canary Islands. I invited her, and she thought she forgot her ID on the way back on the airport, and I was like laughing, and she was like freaking out, man. And I was like, come on, you are staying here for one more week or whatever, I was like
yeah,
happy about it, and the show was like, oh my god, it's crazy. But she didn't actually have anything to do back home, so it was like, why are you, like stressed? Come on, you know.
yes.
So it's like
So
a different approach, and completely different life, I think, right?
yeah, seeing those as opportunities rather than like bad situations or problems, and seeing this as an opportunities. So she
Yeah.
stayed for another week, is it?
No, actually, she found it. She
Too
found it
hard.
last minute because we were staying in the queue. Like I was standing there with her, like with luggage and everything, just for check in, and there were like people like in front of us, so we still had some time. So she found it. And what I wanted to say is, yeah. So this is yeah. What you said, It's maybe it's an opportunity. And uh, and I remember I made a decision like few years back when I started with my own company, that I started to travel as well, and I made a decision that if something comes up like a problem or whatever, the first thing what I'm going to think about, and I did, it was, what bad actually can happen, what is the worst thing that can happen. Well, can I die? No. Okay, can I don't know, can I'm going to die because there will be no food or drink or whatever, or I don't know, or water or whatever. No. Okay, so this is the worst thing that it could happen. It's like I'm gonna die, but I'm not gonna die here. It's like it's not possible. So once you realize those things, there are those things that you really need is like water and maybe a food and some sleep, and so you are not going to die because of the cold, then you are good, right? What other bad things can happen? Not many. So
Yes.
this is exactly what why I decide I'm going to, every time when something bad happens, I'm going to think about it like that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and from that moment it's like you can feel like unbeatable, like, you know, like invincible, like, you know. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
You
bring
know,
it.
sometimes it's fun, you know, because you know, something crazy happened, you know, you messed up, definitely, you know, like you could do better.
Yeah,
But so you actually, you know, have to challenge yourself and, you know, make it up. But it's always fun. It's always fun. You know, I had this an example. I was in traveling last year, so I was in Asia, flying from flying from Malaysia, from Kuala Lumpur to Vietnam. And
yeah,
then I just wanted to go to Vietnam for one day. And then from Vietnam, next day, I supposed to be flying to Taiwan.
yeah,
And because in Asia, you don't need, in most of the countries, for with my you know, nationality, I'm Polish, and I don't need a visa for most of the countries. I had to do visa for India. I did it, like, you know, it's just 2-3 days and you can have it. So I assume that I don't need visa anywhere else. So I was
good
there.
assumption, man. I mean,
Yes.
yeah,
I was at the airport in Kuala Lumpur. I spent 3 days, and then I was going to Vietnam for one day. And the reason why for one day, because someone told me when I was traveling. Actually, I was booking the flight the same day. I was, you know, booking hotel the same day. So I decided to go to Vietnam only for one day because someone told me that it's gonna be crazy, it's dangerous. I think one person just told me that, you know, just be careful, you know, make sure you stay in a good hotel because you never know. And it's crazy. It's like in India, there's like so traffic, you know, and you know, someone told me their opinion that I probably am not gonna enjoy Vietnam. So I decided to go only for one day, you know, check off and the list, eat something good, and then move on to day one. But when I was at the airport, I go to check in. It's like 1 hour to before the flight. I go to
yeah,
check in, and she's like asking me, "Okay, where's your visa?" So which visa? Yeah, you know, you need a visa. I don't have a visa. No, so you're not going anywhere. Oh, what do you mean? Let me do it. Like, so I took my phone real quick and I started, you know, typing the form, and I made the payment. It was like $25, and there was like 50 minutes before the flight. I said, one moment, it's gonna be ready. Oh, you have like only 10 minutes. No problem, it's gonna arrive. Of course, yeah, it arrived only after 3 days, you know. So I started believing that, you know, instantly you can get, you know, like many things in life, but no, it didn't. So what happened, I had to I lost my flight to Vietnam. I lost my flight from Vietnam, and actually I had to call the hotel because you know, some countries you go into, you need to have the flight that, you know, you're leaving the country, and sometimes you have to book the hotel just as a proof where you stay.
yeah,
So I had to call the hotel and beg them, please, like, they didn't get visa, can you just refund me? You know, I paid like, I don't know, $100. So I just want
yeah,
to make sure I'm not gonna lose that. But I lost my flights anyway. So
yeah,
I could be still telling myself, like, you know, how stupid you are, you know, like, why does it
yeah,
happen? But
and
then I
being
was like,
stressed or whatever, right?
yeah, but I decided, okay, I'm just gonna continue the journey. You know, I
Yeah,
flew directly from, you know, from there to Taiwan. And what's happened next, I was traveling to different countries, and there was a day, I think like a month later, I was in Hong Kong, and I was checking where I can go next. And the cheapest flight was to Hong Kong to Phuket Island. Phuket Island, one of the islands in Vietnam. And I read some, you know, it was like $30 flight, and I by that time I had my visa already.
yeah,
So I checked the reviews. Some people saying, "Oh, it's a nice island, but you know, a little bit dirty. Maybe you're not gonna like it." So I said, "Okay, probably I'm not gonna like Vietnam, but I have my visa. It's a cheap flight from there. I'm gonna stay 2 days. And I'm gonna go fly somewhere else." So once I arrived to Vietnam, to that island, this was it was like the best experience from the whole trip. You know, island was beautiful, people were amazing, super friendly. The food, so good, so cheap. You know, you go to the restaurant, you eat for $2, $3, you eat like a king. You know, you can tip them. They not
Yeah,
even expect the tip. You give them like,
yeah,
you know, you double the amount that you pay. You know, if
yeah,
you feel comfortable with that, you double the amount, because like $3, you
yeah.
can easily tip that, and they like,
They are
wow.
like
So
happy, like yeah, exactly. Yeah,
yeah. So it was, you know, from that place where I was scared to go to Vietnam. I was, you know, mad at myself that I lose the flight. Actually, what happened, because I would be there only for 1 day, because you can stay in Vietnam only, you know, with that visa only once. It's a single entry.
yeah.
So when I enter finally, uh, to Phuket Island. From there, I flew to Ho Chi Minh, which is Saigon, and I was extending my stay. So at the end, I supposed to be there 1 day, then 3 days. I stayed 2 weeks, and it was the best experience. You know, I want to come back to Vietnam. I talk to my friends, guys, you got to go to Vietnam. It's the best place in the world. Amazing,
Okay,
amazing. Hanoi, you know, so whoever's travel, you know, Asia, guys, it has to be on the top of the list. Amazing.
nice. Okay, so what did bring you there actually? What you know? What was the reason that you went there? For sure, like curiosity. You wanna travel the world, probably. Yeah, but
Yes, yes, yes.
you have to work at the same time.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yes. I mean, I have to. Yeah, like, you know, everyone has to work. I
Do something,
believe. Yeah, do something. You know, if you
earn
don't have
money, right?
goal,
Like to have
if
this,
you don't
to
have
have this
goals
income.
in life and this, absolutely, you can say I don't have to work. But you know, everyone, you know, have to do something. That's my work ethics. You know, I have to, you know, do something. But because of, you know, technology right now that we have, and so many opportunities, I was able during the travel to work, you know, just, you know, from my phone. So I use Instagram, I use, you know, social media platforms, and you know, phone. I just need a connection to internet, Wi-Fi. That's all I need. So I was able to travel. I have visited 36 countries last year. I don't know how. Don't even ask me. Like, I have no idea how did it
So
happen.
many. I mean, just try to, when I try to count the countries I've been to, because I thought, oh, I've been to so many places. It's actually not that. I mean, I've been to like 15 or 20. I don't know exactly. Maybe close to like 18 countries I've been to. So 36 is like, oh my gosh, it's like so many places, right?
Absolutely crazy, 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 and yeah, it's doable. You know, it's I had no agenda for that. I was thinking about this, that maybe I'm gonna do 12 countries with in 2019, but yeah, it turned to be, you know, 36. Uh, yeah, and as I said, you know, if you are, uh, like, if you have the proper tools, and you know, you work with the, you know, right people with the right project, you can do this. Of course, you have to have some self discipline and so on. And but yeah, it's totally doable. I know you're working online, you're helping people to work online, and
Yeah,
you know, basically, if you work online, you can do it from any place in the world. So I was in Vietnam, and actually recently I was thinking like, hey, I think I'm gonna stay here. You know, life is
yeah,
so cheap. You know, you can spend like $200 $300 a month for, you know, to have to live in an amazing place. I was sleeping in
yeah.
five-star hotels, four-star resorts, five-star resorts, you know, for fraction of the money which I would pay in, you know, Poland, Holland, or you know, in America. So
Yeah. So why? Why is the reason that we wanna, I don't know, come back or maybe live in US or I don't know somewhere else? What is the? What do you think? What is the reason?
why we want to go? Or
Yeah. What is the reason that we wanna come back and live in those countries like US and I don't know. What is the reason why you didn't come back to? You didn't stay in Vietnam.
oh, okay. The reason why, I have a girlfriend here, you know, so that's maybe like, you know, some family reasons.
Yeah.
uh
Of course.
so that's the main one. But no, like, you know, whatever would happen for me in life, you know, there's always place that you can go. You can reinvent yourself. And
Yeah.
you know, if you feel stuck, I have friends living in Ireland, for example. I was living in Ireland for 8 years, and at some point I was like, hey, I don't like it here.
Yeah.
So guess what, we're not the tree, we can move on. You can always change your profession, you can always change the place that you're living in. I've heard that some bloggers, they move to Philippines, they move to Vietnam, they move to, you know, so many different countries, to Bali. And you might be thinking, oh, it's like exclusive, you know, I'm not going to do it. But just go and check, talk to the right
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
so I believe your offer is a great opportunity to do that, and
Yeah. Thank you.
you can work, absolutely, you can work from any place in the world, have access to internet, to social media. Of course you need the guidance, of course you need people that you can learn from, you need support, but this
Yeah.
everything,
Everything
you can
is
reach.
everything is within your reach, and you just need to ask and search maybe and talk to people. And what was the reason that so because you are not you now have your online job, but so you can work remotely, right? But what was the how was it like, I don't know, like 5 years ago, or when you left Ireland? You didn't have like online job back then, right? It was you had
Oh,
to
yeah,
search for some
awesome.
other jobs, or
Yes, yes, yes. I mean, I was, my story is this one. I went to look for better with ambitious, with, aspirations. I end up working at a job, which I eventually I hated it. I was so tough. I
yeah,
kind of say I like it, because we can get used to things. Uh, but at the end, it wasn't aligning with, whatever I was wanted to do in my life. So I was a truck driver. I was driving trucks and,
seriously?
physics. Oh yeah, I was doing this for 6 years. So it's
Okay.
a hard work, working 12, 14, 16 hours a day,
But where,
miserable,
in US or in Ireland?
in Ireland, in
In
Ireland.
Ireland. Okay.
Yes,
But
yes.
and
So
after
not
Ireland,
having
you
many friends, having some good friends, not many friends, having some good friends, which we meet up at weekend, we have fun, like normal guys,
yeah, yeah,
and but at some point I was feeling like this is not what I want to do. And once again, thanks to the situation, which seems like was difficult, I was able to make different decisions and do something different. So there was a recession. Basically I
yeah,
was doing well as a truck driver. I was making good money. Like status was, of course, I wasn't like manager, director, or whatever, but
yeah,
my status was pretty okay because my income was like good. I
yeah.
could afford good vacation. I can drive nice car. I have to work all day, but I was a truck driver. I was a guy. For me, when I was a
I had
20
to I
something.
had to work all day, but yeah,
Yeah, but I had nice jacket. I drive this big
I
truck.
know.
So I love it.
The life was
But
good for this moment, right? So
yes, yes, yes. So thanks to the challenge, we had the recession in Ireland. So my boss told me, listen, and he told to all the guys, hey guys, like it's recession, taxes, I have to pay more for gas, so I have to pay you less. And the situation was that he pay us less, but we were working more because he fired one person, and then we had to work for four
that's
of us
not
has
a
to
good
work for
deal.
five, and then he was paying not per hours, he was just paying for the job, for a day. So basically I was working like more hours, getting paid less. I was frustrated. So we always have options. I could do like most of the people do, they just complain, but they do not change anything. Or I could just find reinvent myself, like find different options. So
Yeah,
that's how I was introduced to personal development. I started listening Brian Tracy, going to Tony Robbins event, and reading books, Rich Dad Poor Dad,
yeah.
Millionaire Mindset. I wasn't there
Think and
yet,
Grow Rich.
because the oh yes, 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 absolutely. That was like one of the first books that I read.
Yeah, yeah,
So I wasn't there yet because it's a process. Some people can think like, hey, I read 2 books and this. No, it's a process. It took me years, months to learn, to change mindset. As Brian Tracy, I was programming myself for the success. I was
yeah,
programming, so
yeah.
reprogramming. I had some programs, some habits from my life. I had to change all of this. So
But it works like a
gym,
charm, right? Like reading those books.
absolutely, yes. And also the people that you're gonna attract or you be attracted to. So once you have that mindset, other people will, you will see that, hey, there's someone else like you. Like we met
Yeah, why?
once, but
Yeah, and
yeah,
why we met? Why?
yeah,
And it's
yes,
not
yes, yes.
it's not a coincidence, right? It's like it's something vibrates similar, so that's why we've seen each other somewhere on Facebook or whatever, and it's with other people as well. The people that you now surrounded by, there's no coincidence, I think.
Absolutely. And I just finished a call with a friend. She was telling me, "Hey, I want to, change, in my life. I follow your journey and what you're doing." And I said, "Listen, I can offer you a platform. I offer you training, opportunity. Like there's many things, but the most important thing that I can offer you, access to the environment of people who might be better than you. I want to be surround myself and have access to people that are better than me. So
Yeah,
I can learn from them. I can pick their brain. I want to think like them. I want to make decisions like them. So I'm not your boss here. I'm not gonna tell you what you have to do. I can give you the guidance. I can give you, access to the community, so you can decide if this is something for you. And once you will be here, once you will have that mindset, you will attract other people because they will see that you have something better, that you're doing something better, that you find a way. And it's amazing. I can say easily that that was the biggest shift for me. you know I had to not cut, okay, cut some relationship. I had to, stop
yeah,
complaining and talking with friends for hours on the phone, like talking about how our boss, he's an asshole or whatever, was
yeah,
the
exactly.
case. And
Yeah,
how my wife, his wife was like, you know that not treating him well, or like so many problems. Like we can talk
yeah,
about problems all day. Why don't
yeah,
we talk about solutions instead?
yeah,
So
yeah. Solutions, things we want to do, um, things that are excited and like nice to do. So maybe it's about some plans. Yeah, exactly. And about growth, maybe like becoming better person,
yes,
becoming
yes, yes,
better in other stuff as well, right? Like doing this YouTube live today and LinkedIn live almost. it's like
yes,
it's like learning. It's like when next time I'm going to do like LinkedIn live or whatever, and I did that already like few times because it's beta on LinkedIn. Not everybody can do that, but that's why we're doing this. Then you will be better at after some time. So you're gonna be an expert for other people for sure, which gives you then this opportunities, and then maybe uh, some, I don't know, you know there's
yeah.
lots of things going on.
And you said the key word, better. We're talking about perfection. We're talking, I want to be the best, this. Why don't you become better? Better today than you've been yesterday. Better at this, at this. Just why don't you become better this year that you've been, last year? Okay. We
Mhm.
talk, oh, this year I want to, be super successful, the best year ever.
Yeah.
Why don't we just make it better? And I love that statement, and
Yeah,
making.
it's good. I think so many people, and too many of them, they are, as you said, they wanna become the best in a short period of time. So this is exactly the statement I put on LinkedIn like a few days back, I think, that people underestimate what they can do in 10 years and they overestimate what they can do in a year, you know?
Love it.
So
Yes.
so this is exactly, and now when I look like 4 years back when I started, or five, and I'm still on my path, and it's not like, okay, today I'm going to do cryptocurrencies, and over tomorrow I'm going to do something else. No, I'm just on my path, and I'm becoming better in maybe one or two things, or three maybe, like online marketing. I always wanted to work remotely. I always wanted to do something online. So I focus. Okay, I'm going to do this and become better in it. So after 4 or 5 years now, it's like, it's interesting. I'm not like hustling like crazy, but I see people that they are falling out, falling away. They're like They got back to nine to five, or they are, I don't know, they changed the country and they are doing some completely different stuff that they were so passionate about like 2 years ago. They are not passionate about anymore. Why?
Yes, yes, yes. And I'll give you another example. I have a friend that I'm working with right now, and he's been doing business for a couple of years now, and he said, Michael, like you had this success, you did great, I want to learn from you. And he's a professional. I see him as a great guy. And he said, hey, but I wasn't able to succeed in a business yet, at the level you did, or like whatever. So I said, look, all those years you were just preparing. We had a call today. I was telling you I have a call. He was introducing to his friend, like high level, professional, like offering him that we're going to collaborate. And the way he was introducing him, the way he was actually conducting the call, like everything was there. And the way that he was, the fact that he was able to attract him, because he became his friend during the journey. Okay, so maybe at the beginning he wasn't able to attract people like leaders, like or have significant success, but he was making during that process friendships, getting better, learning more, learning how to speak. I came from the moment when I had huge problem with communication. I was cursing, every
Yeah.
second word was that most popular Polish word. And when I came from terrible, from the worst, I can say.
Yeah.
But I was getting better. Today I'm not perfect, my English is not perfect, my Italian is not perfect, but I'm trying to get better with
But isn't
communication.
it? But you have to compare yourself then to what were you like 1 year ago, 2 years ago? Are you better? For sure, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Would I, do business with myself like 5 years ago, and when I was driving the truck? No way. Of course not. Today I can, do some great things. In my opinion, I love what I do, but it was a process. And sometimes we see overnight success. We see those big leaders, big people that go great, but we don't see their journey. You've heard about iceberg, like we can see just
No.
the tip of the
Yeah.
mountain, but everybody was just getting better and preparing for the journey. For the thing that I'm doing now, I was preparing for years. I started project like 2 years ago. It was like bang, boom, I went with top results. The reason why, because I failed so many years back. I was going through struggle, I was going through hundreds no's, and you know through all those challenges, but it was a process. So I had to get to know people and so on. So this guy, actually, I see him, he's telling me the same, repeating the same story. Why I wasn't successful. I said, listen, you were preparing for that moment.
Yeah.
That's why you were doing this. You were getting better and better and better. And today you are better than you were 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's
And
a
probably,
journey. I can tell one more thing to this, and I've heard this from my
of course.
mentor. And we supposed to, in her opinion, she's very successful, making over $2 million a year, like amazing. And she's saying this: we supposed to divorce the results and marry the process.
Mm-hmm.
Divorce the results and marry the process, because there is a process for everything. If you trust the process and you don't have those expectations, you are grateful for the process, amazing thing will happen. So when I teach people, like someone asks me, someone new starting, like whatever I'm doing, like they will ask me, hey, what I have to do. This is the process. Do this step, this activity, and you'll get there. It's a process. Focus on the process, on daily activities, not on the outcome. Oh, I didn't meet the goals this month. I didn't close that deal. Oh, when they talking to the prospect, to client, they're like trying to sell because I want to have 5 sales this week. Why
Yeah.
don't you just focus on the process, providing value, making
Yeah.
connections,
Yeah.
like this is the thing that we should be focused on, not
People, yeah,
only no.
people attach to the money also too much, right? So you have to detach yourself from the outcome. That's a very powerful thing. So if you are thinking about the money while you are selling it, So they're gonna feel it. And also, if you have pressure because your bank account is new, then they're gonna feel it as well. So like people that don't understand this because when they are on the beginning of their journey, they don't know it. They have to learn it first, and sometimes they don't listen. This is what I see. You tell them what to do, and now I'm gonna do my way. I know better, right? And
Yes.
so that's why they lose. And then they are going to change the project or do something else because they are
Yes.
discouraged. So
Yes, yes. I have a friend, I want to introduce you him as well. Maybe you can have him on a call. Super successful,
cool,
guy.
of course.
He came from corporate world, like, being 18 years in corporate world, like starting
What's his
online
name?
business. Rafael,
Rafa.
he's Rafael Videyko, you can look him up, he's doing
Okay.
amazing, and basically he's been very successful with his projects, and he's doing online, and he have students, so he helped them, and he told me this, like, hey, Michal, I had to fire my students, literally. I had to fire 50 people, from my inner circle because, they're not coachable anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna, waste my time, and they're not ready. They know better, as you said,
Yeah.
and he had to fire his students,
Yeah.
because they were,
Hey, by the
not.
way, I did the same. I
Oh
do
yes,
wanna, and what I realized actually, because on my online course, what I realized is that I don't want to work with certain people. So it's actually when you start, then you want to attract everybody, and you want to learn and make mistakes, and it's good, right? It's the journey, but then at some point you better, and you probably will do, but I don't know, like you're gonna choose the target market, I say, like, right, like the right people you want to work with. Like in network marketing, for example, there's a bunch of people,
yes,
but some of them you don't want to work with, like, you
yes,
know
yes,
they are
yes.
they are like crazy. They don't want to learn. They are not open. They are like, they don't want to spend money on themselves. So you have to choose the right ones.
Yes, and as we touch the network marketing aspect, uh, I've seen a lot of things going on. Like, people are having a product, they, talking about how this product is great, it's amazing, you should be using it, and then they trying to force the client. And I say I'm gonna be interested. I say, hey, you thought it's a nice product, I want to try it.
Yeah.
I buy their product, and then they trying to convince me to, sell the product, or be a distributor,
Hmm.
promoter, whatever. Why people are doing this? If you have 10 clients, why are you trying to convince them, to something different that they came for? Like, if they came for the product, why are you trying, to brainwash them and,
Yeah.
do those
It's
things?
like
And
it's like you are buying a TV, and then the guy says to you, like from MediaMarkt, the guy that's he's selling there, he's selling to the saying to the client, "Hey, do you want to sell those TVs
yes, yes.
with me?"
Absolutely. Yeah. It's like going to McDonald's, for example, it's a franchise, but they're not trying to convince their clients to,
To
open
sell
a
hamburgers on the
McDonald's.
corner. Yeah.
Yes. So it's crazy. You touch this aspect, but that's what I see. And in terms of having disappointment because someone is a client, you have different expectations towards your client. You have this client to be a successful distributor or whatever, but this client is not ready for it. Just let him be the client. Let him make his own decision. Once he feel it, I like the product, I love it. How
Maybe
will I,
suggest, maybe subtle suggest, because you can suggest things to people in a way that they think it's their own decision, and that will be the best, actually, to
yes,
be honest.
yes,
Like, it's like if someone thinks they've decided and they're doing for themselves, it's even better, because then like they're, oh, I need to do it, I want to, because I've come up with this idea, you know so.
yes,
And in network marketing, again, we are touching this this because we are both like, we know what it is, like we know the branch, the industry. And on Facebook, for example, I see so many people, they are just not um they are not preparing for the work, they are not serious about it. So why they expect the best, why they expect they want to become, they're gonna become something, while they are just not, preparing themselves, themselves, they are not learning anything, and they are doing just crazy stuff, like like selling products, like to people who don't want to buy.
Yes, yes, yes. You know, it's so funny. Like, look, I know network marketing has great products. You know, like because it's the product that it's within sold within
Premium,
network
that
marketing.
has to be like
It's a
premium.
premium product, and if you're gonna put this product on the shelf in the market, like no, there's no one who will tell the story. You know, like you will see, high price, but there's no one gonna stand there all day like explaining, oh, you know why the price is this one, because it helps with this, with that, with that. No, it's like, grocery store has like big margin, like cheap products, like whatever. But that's a different business model, and it's very good business model, because companies that sell, for example, supplements in traditional business, they can make like $10 million a year. There's company when there are messengers, people who are sharing the message, they experience the product, they make like 300 millions, 500 millions, billions a year,
Yeah,
because the business model works, because this is what naturally what we do. We share the goods, we share the good information. If there's something good, we share the message. But it's so funny that, as I said, like people trying to not only sell you product, but they trying to convince you to be part of the company, that I'm even sometimes scared to buy the product of some companies. I know they have good product, but I know if I will buy from them, they will start calling me, like trying to recruit me and so on. So
yeah,
why don't you just let me to buy your product, be your customer,
yeah. So this
and
is the idea that you came up with, like we were talking about this, like last time we were talking, right?
yes,
And I think, yeah, it's a good approach. So coming back to the like root, like find clients, they buy, and that's it, right? And if someone decides they're gonna work with you, then they're gonna ask you anyway, probably, right?
yes,
If
yes, yes, yes.
they're gonna ask you, hey Michael, actually, how do you make your money? Actually, you sold me this, I want to do this with you, probably.
I want to have extra money. I want to get a little bit better. I want to have you know, I want to have free product, for example. So
Mm-hmm.
once again, like we brainwashing people. We like people are brainwashing people. Telling them, "Hey, you're gonna be a millionaire," and this, like, painting the big picture. Why don't we just be, real and honest? Come on, you want a free
Mm-hmm.
product? This is what has to happen. Of course, there are, it's a great industry. You can make millions. It's possible. It's doable. People did this, but let's do it, step at a time, one step at a time. Let's get better and better. And what you just said, that is so important. Like, people are not treating this seriously.
Yeah,
They
they're
treat this
not.
as a hobby, and they
Yeah,
think it's so, they maybe gonna do on social media, they're gonna do some posts, it's gonna work. It's
yeah,
not that way.
yeah.
You
Of
want to
course.
have this as your business. You need to be coachable, you need to attend the events, and you need to go to the courses, pay the price,
Yeah,
you have invested thousands of
dollars,
dollars.
euros, whatever you can,
Yes,
you want to call it. Yeah,
you said this year you're not, you're just putting the work. Last year
yeah,
you invested so much money, total amount of money, which is a lot of money,
yeah,
and this year you're going to execute, which is great.
yeah,
But you follow the process. Why? Because I've seen people who are investing in themselves. They're reading books, they're going to courses, they surround themselves with other successful people, but to be in that inner circle, you have to pay the price. You have to, like you did, you flew to America, you took this, long way, you get to, funnel hacking event, it's super expensive event.
yeah.
You make the proper decision, and then someone's coming in and like, hey, I just want to do this, I'm not going to be on the call,
I
I'm
got
not
an
going to see.
email. I got an email like yesterday. I got almost daily an email from someone or a message or on Facebook about what I do. Like they know that I have this course and they want to join and stuff like this. I didn't even promote on Facebook like for a month. This is now it's like 5 days. I started again, but like for a month I didn't even promote, and people were like coming to me. But what I wanted to say is like I got an email from a guy, and he said to me in this email, "Hey, Kevin, wait a second. I think I'm gonna read this because it's this email is just like crazy, and I don't want to mess up how it was, but it's simple. It's about that people have this they think that everything like happens like, you know, wait a second, where is this? Okay, I got this email. Oh no, it's not that one. Yeah, so the guy, he sent me an email and he asked me, hey, can you call me, or can you call me and can you tell me how do you do that? And I think he came from a webinar. So this is the place where I exactly say how I do that. And people just, they are just like, and I'm asking myself, guys, just start doing something, and come up with a question, like specific questions, like how do you do this and that, and not ask like, hey, just show me how you did that, show me how you do that. Like, what? Like, just watch a video of mine, or just start doing something, and then ask a specific question, how do you do something, or maybe ask Google about it, and people asking you, yeah, show me how you did that. Like, what? It's like crazy. but uh
Absolutely.
but yeah, yeah, we touched network marketing here, and but I'm still like 4 years later, and I'm in recruitment, and that's my main business for everybody to know watching this.
Yes.
uh yeah, it's great. It's like, for me, the main thing is like having a business that you can take with you wherever you want. This is,
Yes.
if you guys are like um in the beginning, and if you don't know yet what are you going to do, I don't know, I would choose again something that I would take with me wherever I want. So, and then focus on that. So maybe it doesn't have to be the same like the same business as mine, for example, but then specifically think about like and strategically think about a business that you can take with you. Because I don't know about you guys, but if I don't like a place where I live right now, and if I can go, wherever I want, I would be the happiest person, actually. Right? Because you always need to have this opportunity to earn money, and with a steady job or whatever, you can't take your job with you. And when you're building your own business, it's gonna take time, like 3 years, 5 years, 10 years maybe. But when you build your own, when you invest in yourself, you can take it with you every time. So it's very powerful.
Yes. 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 Absolutely agree. And we just we have this opportunity to take advantage of the technology, because that technology wasn't there 20 years ago. We
And
have
even
it
10 years
now.
ago, it wasn't good like like now.
Yes, so we can adjust, and that's all created for us. Why we get stuck with the old methods, old system. There's a new technology. You can be a rock star on TikTok probably right now. There's
Yeah,
like a
you
new
can.
emerging
Yeah.
platform, maybe you still can still be a rock star on Instagram, you can be rock star
Yeah.
on Facebook or whatever platform you're going to choose. You
Yeah.
can master whatever you're doing. I learned this many years back that, hey, I became in my opinion, I was the best truck driver in Ireland. I can reverse with closed eyes, like I became a professional. But then I realized there's always, a limit. This is like there's 24 hours a day. I'm working already 16. I'm getting paid this, so I'm not going anywhere with it. So why wouldn't I choose the platform, the profession which will give me leverage, which I can do online. I can reach out to more people, and there's many opportunities those days. I have friends who are doing an amazing in different categories, real estate, recruitment business, network marketing, sales, like there's so many platforms you can be
You
doing.
can jump on.
And yeah, and what you're saying, like, this is so amazing that you can just literally work from your phone. That's all you need, like right now: internet, phone, laptop, and you can find a way. Even if you are still doing your own job, why don't you, as we were speaking, like, become better, start studying, sign up for a course, pay $100, $1,000, pay even $10,000. Is worth it. And
Yeah.
because this is your path to freedom.
Exactly, the money that you have right now, it will, like, circulate, and you won't have your money right now anymore, like in, in some time, probably in a year, it will be other money.
Yes,
And it should be like, you should invest. If you have a goal, you should invest in yourself.
yes, yes.
So
And
so
we both follow Grant Cardone. I have a privilege, to interview him. I was like amazing, life changing.
exactly, you did. Yeah.
So, and then this is his great story, that
How
you
did
can
you
you
do
can
that?
look up.
Actually, I didn't ask you.
It's
I
just,
didn't ask you for that about this.
yeah. Oh my God, that was so funny. Yeah, it was like, I don't know, like, honestly, we
Oh
just
no,
reach
I
out.
asked
And
you. I think you were
yeah,
you rent his apartment or something, right? Or something
I
like,
did it. I did rent his apartment later. Yes, I was.
yeah,
Yeah,
or
yes, yes,
later.
yes,
Yeah, okay. So
yes,
it
yes, yes.
wasn't how you met him.
No, 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 no.
Okay.
Yeah, but I was, passionate, about what he's doing, like, getting so much value from his content. And,
Yeah, me
at some
too.
stage decided, like, hey, let's just see what's possible. So,
So you just ask.
yeah, yeah, I just asked. Yeah, we just asked, and yeah, then I show up at his office, and we did the interview. It was because of friends, of connections that they had, and there was a book written in Polish, so there was this published
Yeah, yeah,
company, Złote Myśli, which they came up with the book, and with the
yeah.
friends, we decided, hey, I was going to Miami for my company event, and I was going to Orlando, and I just decided, hey, let's give it a shot. So it
Yeah.
was amazing experience. But anyways, like Grant, I was at the 10x.com when I met you. I was just at his event 2 weeks ago here in Miami, in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
But I follow this guy. He's very controversial,
Yeah.
many aspects. But I like this one. So he's saying, there was a student, there was a video, there's a lot of videos on Facebook or wherever. There was this student asking him, hey, I have $3,000 with his friend. I have $3,000. What I'm gonna do? What I have to do? And he says, dude, you broke. I said, yeah, but no, but I saved $3,000. You still broke. So let's agree that you broke. So if you are broke anyway, spend it all. Spend it all. You don't have any money. You broke. You have treated. You think you have money. You have no money. Spend
Yeah.
it all. Spend all those $3,000. Invest in yourself. Buy yourself a course. Go to the event. Connect with people. That's what you should be spending money for. And there's too many people, in my opinion, who are saving money for the
Sake of saving, but actually it's nothing.
yeah, for the worst days. There's
Yeah.
no worst days. It's gonna get worse, if you're
And,
just saving and you're not changing anything, if you're not getting better,
and
so
if you are expecting bad days, and if you are thinking about
ex-
bad, if you are thinking about bad days now and not about good days, how you can get good days? I don't know. It's not
Yeah,
possible.
and successful people, entrepreneurs, they spend everything on themselves in their business. They invest in their business. So having $10,000 apart, $20,000, what you should do, like if those money are not working for you, spend it. If you have no idea what to do, just invest in a course so you will find the idea. So you make more connections. So this is how you can get wealthy.
Yeah,
So
by
when
spending
I
by
realized
spending
this,
money,
yeah,
by spending money, and I agree. I totally agree. And I must say one thing about Grant, because I might be his biggest fan in Poland, probably, because
yeah,
I was like all over the place. And there is one guy in Poland also. I think his name is Martin. Um, I think his name is Martin. He's his Grant's exclusive or whatever. I don't know. Just his he's selling his courses officially in
oh yeah,
Poland
oh
on
yes,
Polish website of Grant Cardone.
yes.
Um, and so I don't know, but I was all over the place, like 10x this, 10x that, in on Facebook, and so I was like his biggest fan in my opinion for sure. And then I need to say something now, because on my journey, like I've been listening to like Ty Lopez in the beginning, then Grant Cardone, and then Gary Vaynerchuk, and they are all of them. They are great. So I just want to say one thing. Probably you will need to adjust on your way. Like I don't think Grant Cardone is like you know it. I don't think he's right in all of his strategies. Like and they are not going to be real good for everybody. Like you really like need to find your own way. And sometimes you're gonna push hard like he's saying, but it's not gonna be like you, like 100% you. So what I found on my way, it's like I took something from Gary Vaynerchuk, I took something from Ty Lopez, I took something from Grant Cardone. And I must say, of course, I'm gonna be like uh really thankful, and I'm really like grateful for Grant and his book, for example, like the 10x rule, and be obsessed or be average, or like the Millionaire Booklet. This book, man, I was living in my grandmother's house because I didn't have other places. Like it was 3 years ago, or like 3.5 years ago, right? And my company just started, and I was listening to this audiobook while I was like skating every day, like for sport. And he's saying in this book, like, when you become a millionaire, just call me, right? So I didn't become a millionaire in dollars yet, but I'm on my way. But it's like it's amazing. I'm going to be very grateful for his content and what he's doing. But like you're gonna adjust on your way for sure, like so
Totally. Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Yes. We can pick the best things that work, and I know Gary Vaynerchuk, he's a great guy, but I don't agree with him with everything. I mean,
yeah.
I don't even how I can compare myself to his success, but this is not the way I would, run my life. We all
Yeah.
unique. We can be successful in our own way, but we have to just follow, some, there's some principles that we're supposed to be following in order to do that. But we don't have to be exactly the same and repeat all the same.
Yeah, but
What one
what I
person
want to
is saying.
say is like people have to be careful as well, because they can um, even go into depression, right? Like you know, trying so hard and trying exactly the things that someone says to you, like a mentor, like Gary or whatever, and then they are not going to succeed because it's not aligned with them. Like they are a
Yes.
different person and they want to become someone like them because they think it's gonna work, but it's not. It's not
Yeah.
gonna work. So for sure, like There's other guy as well. I don't know if you know him, Peter Sage. I made a interview with him. He's an English guy. He made millions. He lost millions. He opened more than 20 companies. But I really like his approach about your spiritual and mental like game. And he says things like, you know, very important, like, you know, knowing who you really are, and not sabotaging yourself and stuff like this. Very, very very interesting stuff he's saying. And I think it's very important to find your, to think who you really are and why are you doing stuff. Are you doing this only for
Oh,
money, or are you doing this for some other stuff? Maybe what is really important to you? Because people are chasing rabbits, and then in the
yes.
end they are like tired, and they don't know why they are tired. You know,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because they are chasing stuff for different reasons, not the good ones probably.
Absolutely, yeah. I just look him up, and yeah, I never heard about the guy, but he has like pretty impressive following, and
Yeah,
I see he's, yeah, writing good content.
yeah,
Wow.
he's good. I've been to his like last year when I still attended the seminars. I attended his 3 day seminar, like on, I did it online. It was in, it's funny, it was in Poland.
Oh yeah.
And there were people from all over the world, of course, but they had also the live stream, so I attended it. And and he's talking about your flow, like that when you do stuff, it's it's like you don't feel even like that you work. It's like everything is flowing through you, you know.
Yes.
You are not stuck like banging like head, you know, into the wall or something. Like there's so many people doing this, right? That they are stressed, they are banging like, oh my god, I have to do this, I have to do this, like. And then they are listening to Gary Vaynerchuk, and he's saying like, dude, you must fucking hustle, man.
Yeah.
And so they doing this, and I was thinking the same way for a while. I was like, no, I'm going to hustle, man. It's like hustle. No, 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 no. It's not about this. It's like you really need to. Things will happen almost automatically for you. They will. So very like very interesting stuff I've learned like the last few years. It's amazing.
Powerful. Yeah.
Okay, man.
Where we at? Where we at?
Where
It's
we at?
been.
I don't know. I don't know anymore. There is so much stuff going on. Wait a second. We are here live still. Okay. Anyways, we have amazing content today, so I'm happy about it because I'm gonna probably make a podcast out of it and probably stream it back live on LinkedIn, like as a live, maybe tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
We will see.
Uh,
So
yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a
good
thank
stuff.
you, man. Like, thank you so much. You know, I've been on podcast, but it was like a short podcast with a friend. I don't even remember how long. I think we talked for an hour. But
I've seen
you
it.
know, like
Yes.
I've seen the podcast. You know, like 2-3 hours, and I like this because Joe Rogan does this. You know, the way,
Yeah.
you know, of course they sit down in his
Yeah.
place, and so on. But yeah, they're going for 2-3 hours, and I love the way that it's done because you're listening to the conversation, you know, of the, you know, like real stories, real stuff. There's no agenda, literally, you
Yeah.
know, like, but you can go from topic to topic and, you know, cover the most important things. So I really like this, you know, the way you know you're
Dynamics. Did
broadcasting.
we?
Yes,
Yeah.
dynamics, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is what we did as well today. I think it's like, yeah, and I really wanted to do this because uh, I really like it. I really like talking to people on social media, probably live, or maybe, you know, like on Zoom, and then put it on social media. I really like it. So I want to do it more this year. So You are one of the first guests in English,
Awesome.
and we're gonna do it more. So I already found your friend.
Oh
I
yes, I'll talk to him. He's busy. But he find the time. For sure.
Rafał
And
Videjko, right?
oh, he's amazing. And we met the same way. We met the same way, like through social media. I started. Hey, guys, I will tell you something. If you whatever you're doing, you gotta support your people. Even if not your people, like people that are success driven, doing great things. Like support them on their journey. Click
10x.
like.
It's him.
Yeah, 10x. Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. And at some stage, we started supporting each other. He was doing live, making comments and actually listening to the value, and I see the value in what he was doing. Supporting each other, and now we came to the point that we are working together, and and like we are together on the journey, and he can tell you like a lot of things, like going through from, as I said, corporate world, building online business, building 2 houses in Canada, like taking big checks, and everything you see whenever you speak to the person like this, you see that there's a gratitude, there's a appreciation, you see all of those values, being humble, so many
Yeah.
there's many successful people, they become successful because they won a lottery, and they're like, whatever happened, they just business
Yeah.
took off, and they don't take
Yeah.
things for granted, they forget who they were, where they passed, and and some stage they fail, it's many cases like this, so yeah, I don't know, there's a lot of things to take this journey, but yeah,
Yeah, man.
personal
It's
development is
it's amazing. We did amazing today. I'm really happy for you that you came to the show, and
yeah,
yeah. Okay, man.
absolutely, yes, yes, love it, love it, love it, yeah,
So guys, we're
awesome.
gonna close it now for sure. I need to rest a little bit. I was working like crazy to last 3 days. About
What time is in Holland? It's 9 p.m, like
it's
21, 30. Yeah,
9:30. So
okay,
I
it's
was
12:30 here. I still didn't have my breakfast yet.
yeah,
So
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So we got things, and I was working on my new funnels, and I am launching. I record 2 webinars yesterday. One in Polish, second in English. So very interesting. I'm gonna be promoting my English webinar training very soon. So I'm happy about it, but I need to rest. So
yeah.
I gotta
So
go.
guys, if you watch this, hop on the page, Kevin's page here. Like whatever, there'll be probably a link. Just like it, support it. And like I
Yeah.
can tell this guy's doing amazing. Providing amazing value. So definitely, thank you, man. And I do follow your journey. It's awesome.
Yes. Thank you, Michal, and we'll keep in touch. Eh?
Absolutely. Okay.
Okay, man. Bye bye. Have a good one.
Okay. See you guys. All the best. Thank you. See you, man. Woo! Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.